All right, guys, I've got uh, a doozy. I went over a ton of stuff with this guy before starting it, and I'm actually made my professional opinion of if it's in your budget to replace it. So let's take a look at why I suggested that. So, pink stains, other stains, fairly soiled, edges are frayed pretty bad. This is the master bedroom. And I put it away already, but imagine this room under a UV light. Do you think it's going to illuminate? Because it did. And it's, besides in here where the bed was at, it's, I'd say about 30-40% of this room illuminated from pet urine. Then into a closet here, which, oh good, the light goes on in there because the master bedroom light wasn't coming on, so I actually need to finish this room before I lose sun. This is my last job, my third job. My first took a while. It is currently like 3:30 p.m. But look at this. It's everywhere. Urine stains in here. That one's most likely not going to budge at all. But a lot of these, so they just got the house, so there's no way for them to tell me what these stains were originated from and if anything got used on them, which could potentially make them permanent and not come out. But there's just about everything under the sun. The only thing that's been done thoroughly here already is vacuuming. They had a house cleaner, and the house cleaner actually suggested us for the carpets. But yeah, everything under the sun. This room lit up a bit with pet urine, but I think this one was the worst one that illuminated under the UV. So yeah, there's just about everything you could hope for in this carpet. So I had mentioned I highly suggest replacement if it's in your budget. I said I can get the soil out and all that stuff, and there's a good chance more of it may come out. I just can't say for sure until I've treated the stains and see what I could do to get them to come out. But I set low expectations. Besides getting the dirt and stuff out of the carpet, that's generally never a problem. Getting all that to come out, and obviously work the pet urine out too that's in the carpet. I've got my pre-spray ready to go to start on that stuff. But yeah, outside of that, this is going to be a fun one. So if this turns out even moderately well, I'll be surprised. So this is going to be one that you're going to want to watch the entire video of. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get good after pictures, because by the time I finish this room, it's going to be dark and the light doesn't work in here. So I'm trying to do the main room where the light doesn't work, because the bathroom light does. And remember, I hit all these spots. They are permanent, unfortunately. And that's why up front I suggested it's within the budget to replace it. But if they're just for now worried about getting the dirt out, then I can do that. And the pet urine, as long as it's not in the padding, is realistically, as much as they're already spending on this, it's not worth to go to the next step. Replace pad and all that. You might as well just rip the carpet at this point. So I gave them my professional opinion up front. Replacement was my suggestion. I'm hoping this is just a temporary thing, because it's just not in the budget right now to replace it, but it's still a lot of carpet, and the amount of chemistry and stuff I got to use just to get it cleaned and everything doesn't exactly make this job a cheap one, because there's enough pet urine to warrant doing a treatment in each room, and I used about a gallon to pre-treat all the areas. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Well, this one is what I would call a preferred tear out. They opted to have it clean still, and I love a challenge, but gotta be realistic. It's just not gonna, you're just not gonna get these bright color stains. They're permanent. They come out, all of them, realistically. Without, you might get lucky and get some of them to come out with wallpaper steamer, but usually I get some transfer or some to loosen up when I treat them a little bit and then extract, and not even a little bit came out or anything. So spending the extra money to do it for them is just realistically not worth it. But you can see it's cleaning. I mean, that's a huge difference, even with this terrible lighting. So that's what I told them. I was like, I can get the dirt out. You know, that's not a problem, but getting these bright colors out when we have no history of the background of them. Have they been worked on? How long have they been here? Because they just acquired the house, so there's no way for them to know. But that's definitely a nice change as far as getting the dirt, brighten the color of the carpet up. I'm gonna see, that looks more like a burn mark than anything when I looked at it earlier, but outside of that, it's brightening up. That's what matters, is getting the dirt out so it's actually clean, but unfortunately that's just very unsightly. And that's why I said it probably 3 times before they signed and committed, because I was willing to walk away from the job if that's what they chose to do, and very understandable if they wanted to. I gave them the option to. I even said, well, let's focus on the rooms that aren't as bad, you know, and if you want to replace the other ones, then we could do that route too. So I tried to give them as many options as I possibly could, so that way they can make a decision before committing to having it cleaned, knowing that there's a high chance that a lot of these spots would not pop out. And so you got to make sure you cover not only your back, but you also need to look out for your clients too. And that's what I'm trying to do here. I don't want to, have them pay me a bunch of money to clean it and not be satisfied, because that's just not fair. And so that's why you got to let them know your honest opinion up front. Don't just go in and say, sure, I'll clean it, and then leave it at that, and then you have all this left over. You're going to upset a lot of people doing that, and you're not going to get repeat business. And I want repeat business. I would love to work for them again. A couple of nice guys that let me in and got me started here. And so I want to earn their respect and be able to clean for them in the future again. So those are the things you got to think about when you come into jobs like this. Be open, be honest. You may not win every one of them and get to clean it, but at the end of the day, you'll get repeat business or referrals by doing the right thing. Had a job call me and scheduled for later this week because she was like wanting the carpet cleaned, and when I showed up, the carpet was in perfect condition because it was recently cleaned and not that old of carpet. So I gave her my honest opinion. I was like, I can clean it if you want me to, if you want to be extra sure, but it looks really good and looked near brand new. So I ended up walking away from that job. Sure, I could have made money, but she's having me back to clean tile at her house, and see, it just worked out. I still got the business, it's just at a later time. And so it's important that we stay honest, charge accordingly, and take care of the client the way you'd want to be taken care of. Doing those things will earn you way more business and will help your business thrive way more by just doing that simple thing. Well guys, it is a good thing my phone has reasonable amount of battery, as half the lights up here do not work. And unfortunately, I started this job a little late and it's dark out. I got 3 bedrooms where the lights don't work. Finished the master on purpose, knowing that that one didn't work, and being the biggest one, I wanted to get it done while the light was still there. So normally I'd have all the CRB scrubbing done, but I purposely got that master done first so I can beat the sun from going down. So now, unfortunately, this isn't going to be the best of videos due to I'm not going to do a whole lot of it filming, because I got to basically salvage my battery to get through this job. They already paid and they're not here right now. Don't know when they're coming back. And this is enough light, as you can tell, to get the job done. I'll just be probably one-arming these rooms with the wand and then holding my phone like I normally do when I film, but for the light. So I apologize for the quality of this video, but this one is mostly now explaining why I went over everything so much. So with the client before starting and accepting this job at all, because realistically it just needed to be torn out and replaced with new. So anytime you're in a situation like this, if you're a cleaner and they Still want you to clean it. Just make sure you note it really well, what you suggested. Obviously, take some pictures before you start. Document, document, document. Cover yourself. It's very important. That way, if for some reason they decide to change their mind, you have it in writing, they signed off on it, and you have photo evidence as well. These guys were super nice. I really doubt that would happen, but all it takes is one, and you could potentially lose, you know, all the money you gained from doing the job, accepting it, you know, basically doing what the client asked you to do. So remember that. Always document everything, and then have them sign off on it, whether you're using a program like I do with Marcate or any of the other ones. Don't start until it's signed. And sometimes in situations like this, I won't start until I get payment, because when you got an extreme carpet to clean like this, you can go through all that work. They could show up and have changed their mind, like I mentioned, and not pay you. And then you're stuck with a huge loss. All the work you put in, all your chemistry you used to clean this the best that you possibly could. So I'm just going to use this job as a cautionary tale. So hopefully this information has helped. I know it is helpful to me when I learned more of what I need to do to cover myself, and why it's not a waste of time to explain everything in detail, regardless if your inspection ends up taking 15-20 minutes to do. It's worth it. So, alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it from right here for now. Might do a little videoing of extracting, just depends on how much battery I have left, because I got to get through this job in the dark rooms with battery life left. So, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all the comments. Everybody that watched the most recent 2 premieres of a really dirty job with pet urine that I did 2 different videos. So if you're watching this, you hear this part, go back and watch those videos. One is set to explain how I clean that carpet, and then the other one is just for strictly cleaning, just watching and enjoying it. If it relaxes you, that's what that version's for. One's informational, and the other one's, I guess, entertainment or ASMR, whichever you want to call it. Alright, so we got some slime right there, and I had a spot in this lane too when it came out. It just needed heat on top of the pre-treatment. Probably mostly the heat is what's doing it. So it's not like none of the stains or spots are coming out. It's just all the ones that basically dyed the carpet are sticking around. The other stuff is coming out. Besides the dirt, of course. But I'm basically cleaning this entire carpet to 3 times by going over it, you know, back and forth 1, back and forth 2, etc. And of course, little things like this, that's just taking heat and a little bit of agitation from the glide to get it to pop out. So their carpet's going to be clean, just fortunately some unsightly dyed areas. So each room, even though these bedrooms are about 160, 170 square feet, or the master was a little over 400. These ones are going to take at least, you know, if you count all the steps, 20 to 30 minutes each to go over them that much. So, regardless if you think it's still going to look, you know, not to your standards when you're in a job like this and they've accepted the, you know, basically the end result before you even provided one for them, that you still want to do the best you can. So that's why I am going over everything 2-3 times, because despite those stains, I want it to look its best. Alright, so I'm going to cut the video here shortly. Unfortunately, I'll only be able to take after photos of the rooms that have lights on. So I'll try and get one of this one. And then there's one other room, the loft area, that the light works in. Hopefully I don't have bad luck and it burns out or something silly like that, considering the other issues with this house. Let's just say the smoke detectors have been chirping for so long because the battery's being almost dead that one of them barely can even chirp. That's how dead the battery is. It's just silently going off periodically. So the previous owners unfortunately didn't care. Who knows what their situation was. I don't really want to speak for them, but they could have had a chaotic life and just couldn't help it. It's understandable. It happens. I wish I maybe could have learned a few things of what was going on, what was used, if anything, to work on these carpets, because then maybe I could have, you know, up front could have did a better job instead of trying to figure it out. So let's look at it that way. I don't want to make assumptions. Well, if officially clean carpet in the dark utilizing my phone's flashlight. Good thing I have my phone mount. This makes it a little bit easier. Thought I'd show you guys this a little bit before I cut the video completely. What I'm doing to get this job done. Obviously there's better options. You can apply those lights so it's like a headband or a hat or something like that. Might make your job a little easier, but this is such a rarity that lights don't work at a house somebody just got and isn't aware of that. So there's a first for everything.